How does decentering your husband fix your marriage? So human beings are social primates. So picture each human being as like a bundle of threads. And as you move through the world, you have connections. As you build connections and relationships with people, certain people hold your strands for you. So your primary relationships hold like more of them. Say like your parents hold 50 of them and your dearest friends hold 20. But then there's like acquaintances with neighbors or coworkers and they're holding a couple too. And this holding for each other and with each other is the social fabric that weaves humanity together. It's a bit of a social contract, right? You get into a relationship with someone important to you, and a marriage, certainly, we've both declared that this will be an important relationship. We've agreed to hold these big parts of each other, hold each other down, so to speak. But what often happens in a patriarchy is that the woman is expected to hold this big bundle from their partner, and a lot of times male partners don't know how to do this in return. Let me just give you some small examples of my own marriage. For the first year we were married, every time I was making a sandwich, I'd be like, hey babe, making a sandwich, you want one? What do you like? And so I learned that he likes turkey and salami. I learned that he likes mustard but not mayo. And by the end of the year, I could make him like a boss sandwich that I knew he would like. I knew his preferences. This is a small thing I knew about him, but also not meaningless. I could serve him, nourish him, be with him in a way that he was known. I would just make sure to consider him. He did not do the same for me. First of all, it never occurred to him. In a patriarchy, he was a man who was taught he was allowed to center his comfort, his needs, his wants, and that he really didn't have to consider other people as he moved through the world. We were probably married 5 to 10 years before he knew how to make me a sandwich that I would like. If there was a quiz I could take, if there was a test I could take, I knew what motivated him. I knew his favorite things. I knew his best friends. I knew the things that inspired him. I knew the things that brought him energy. And he did not know the same things about me. So when it came to being a good partner to him, I knew how to hold those pieces of him well because I had paid attention and I made sure to make a study of being his partner. But he did not do the same in return. Does that make sense? I'm holding really big pieces of him and he's not holding me down in return. What happens is all the pieces of my thread I thought I was giving to him in a primary partnership, those needs are just going unmet. My threads are just flying in the breeze. No one is holding them. And so I am getting wildly burnt out. And I decided in my marriage that I was no longer going to hold those pieces. I let them go. And I said, listen, I don't hate you. I don't not love you. There's no one holding me down. And I gave those things to you. I thought we were going to do this for each other. But since you're not holding them, I'm going to start to hold me. Now, our problem had two parts. Culture and how we move through the world is caught, not taught. So he wasn't necessarily malicious. He had just watched every single man in his life behave this way, center themselves, move at their own pace through their own wants, desires, and needs, center their preferences and ideas without a great deal of consideration for even the primary relationships in life, including your wife. I started to hold those pieces of myself for myself and put a ton less energy into him. I was less burnt out. I was more energized. I wasn't nearly as tired or uncared for. Someone was now caring for me. It was me. And our marriage improved because he noticed pretty quickly, wow, our marriage doesn't feel as good as it used to feel before. I was like, oh, that's interesting because what you're feeling right now is how our marriage has always felt to me. And it was eye-opening for him. He's like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize how much you were caring for me. I didn't know how much you were just considering me, how much you were moving through a world in the way that nourished me, mind, body, and soul. You were doing that for me, and I wasn't doing that for you. Now, in my case, I had a partner that really wanted to be a husband and was dedicated to the growth. I think for a lot of women, when you let go of those pieces, your marriages will likely crumble because no one is going to pick it up in return. No one's going to make sure the connection stays. But the truth is, if you let go of those things and the person on the other side's not willing to hold it down, it was never a real relationship in the first place. It was just the illusion of one. By taking care of your own needs, it's also a way of allowing your needs to be truly known. And if you have a partner that actually loves you, this will be something they're interested in doing. And also, you will be less burned out. You will be less tired. You will be less demotivated, unenergized, whatever. You will actually have care and consideration for your own mind, body, and spirit. And if you have a goodwill partner, that decentering will eventually bring your marriage back into balance. If you don't have a goodwill partner, it likely could end your marriage. But these are the mechanics of how decentering men in a marriage actually makes it much healthier, actually makes it able to grow, builds a better foundation for the social fabric that holds a union of two together.